Tasting wine versus drinking wine. There is a big difference. It doesn't seem like much, but there is. It's just like any other job. Even for people that love their job. I bet there's some times when you go to the office or you go to work or you do whatever that you just don't feel, you don't feel it. You don't feel up to scratch. That happens with tasting too, especially when your palate gets tired. But I'm behind in tasting, so I gotta taste these wines. Let's taste them, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the differences. All thanks to my recent Clubhouse obsession, I am extremely behind in tasting. So, okay, it's time to taste. It's great that I'm shooting this today because most days I'm all jazzed up to taste. I get really excited, but today I'm so tired because I haven't been getting much sleep, so my palate's a little fatigued. Now it's on the reds. This Coravin makes it so much easier. I can't figure out what to score it. Okay, so the tasting's over for today, but not only that, hey, I stumbled upon this little setting, so what do you think about this? In the past, I used to think that tasting wines, evaluating wines was easy. The more I get deeper into this, actually the more difficult that it gets. When I first started out, I used to do my tasting notes right before I actually open and enjoy the wines. And then I started to realize that A, that's not sustainable, and B, that's not very professional. I think when you do anything professionally, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of focus. So in the last few years when I've started to do this really seriously, I separate my tasting time versus my enjoyment time. And usually the tasting time is in the afternoon where I can sit down, focus, I turn off all music, all distractions, so I can be locked into the wines. Even shooting this video while I was tasting was a little bit distracting for me, so I had to turn it off during certain points. I have a friend that's a perfumist, and one time I was attending his lecture, and he said that scientifically, tea and wine are aromatically the most complex beverages in the world. So concentration needs to be at its maximum. When I do my tasting notes, I focus on what the wine smells like, what it tastes like, what is the texture? I mean, there's a really different mouthfeel between skim milk, whole milk, and even heavy cream. What is the acidity like? That sourness, that sour sensation. Next is the tannins, that dryness in your palate. What are the tannins like? Are they smooth? Are they really fine-grained, feeling like almost like little pieces of sand? Are they really rough and aggressive? Do they cover your whole palate and make you... And then lastly, the finish. How long does that wine stay in your palate? Also, if you taste more wines and your context starts to grow, I actually start to find that scoring wines, evaluating wines gets more and more difficult. For instance, when I taste this wine, am I tasting it just strictly against the overall quality of every single wine I've tasted? Or do I taste it against the variety? Or maybe the region it's from? Or the country? I know to a lot of people, this sounds kind of silly. If people read my stuff, read my work, if you take the time to watch this video, I owe it to you to give my best evaluation and my best honest opinion. But now it's evening time, so I'm ready to actually enjoy some wine. This is the time what wine's all about. You drink wine because it's a beverage that gives you pleasure. It tastes good, it goes excellent with food, and it's such an intellectual beverage. When you're drinking wine with family, friends, I feel like the conversations get a little bit more deep, a little bit richer, and that's what makes wine so darn cool. So I'd love to know, do you think there's a difference between actually tasting wine and drinking wine? If so, what are the differences for you? How do you evaluate wine? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, and let me know if you'd like the backdrop and the lighting too. Cheers!
Hello, thanks for watching.
Hey, you made it to the end! Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the bell so you know when new videos are out. If you like content like this, check out our Patreon page where you get some behind the scenes exclusive content. Thanks for watching. Cheers!
Cheers!